Hello and a warm welcome to all the guys, girls and non-binary pals watching. This is Wiki Weekends, and of course, as always, I'm your host Lucas Holland, and I'm joined by the lovely Karl Smallwood.
Good afternoon.
And Karl, today we've done another vote on our Patreon to make sure that we get people's feedback. And of course, today I wanted to, if people have clicked on this video and seen the thumbnail, I wanted to talk about a member of the Bat family.
And the member of the Bat family that our audience has decided on is...
the dead one! And it's like, which dead one? There's probably multiple dead ones, right?
It's like, oh man, like, how many, children under his care is Batman responsible for the death of?
I don't actually know, 'cause I definitely know that Jason Todd died, but it's comic books, so I imagine at some point in one run, most of them have died, but this was more mainstream, canonical, big deal, like, holy shit, Robin died.
Yes, and we can get to that in a moment. So we're talking about the Red Hood.
We are, of course, talking about Jason Todd. I put up a vote of choosing, 4 of the more prominent members of the Bat family get fucked Damian Wayne, where just I asked people on a Patreon, hey, do you want to listen to a video about Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, or Barbara Gordon? But what I do appreciate about this Prime Earth DC Wiki, not that we often praise the DC Wikis, but each time you click on, Dick Grayson, for example, it's like, well, they're Nightwing. They're not just Robin. Jason Todd, Red Hood. Tim Drake, Red Robin. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Previously was Oracle. Previous to that was Batgirl, I believe.
Can Batgirl walk again? Can
yes.
she walk again?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's the thing, it never made any sense to me that Barbara Gordon was in a wheelchair in a universe where Cyborg exists.
Yeah, so at some point, I don't know exactly how it went down, because, hey, we're not talking about the wiki for Barbara Gordon today, so we're not going to find that out. Let us know in the comments, I guess, how Batgirl managed to not be Oracle and get back to Batgirl in, but...
Did Batman build her some bat legs?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's the thing, is the amount of crazy bullshit tech in that universe, you just think, fair enough if she wants to be the, the guy in the chair, so to speak, the woman in the chair. There's plenty of tech out there to just help her be able to walk again, right, in that ridiculous DC canon.
It's more, though, that all the pictures of her in, a regular default push with your hands wheelchair. It's like, you couldn't even get an electric one, Batman. Not a flying one, but an electric one. So even Professor X gets, the little bubble car, right?
I was going to say, you couldn't get the, Professor X bubble chair in or anything like that, no?
Professor Charles Xavier.
But even in, the live-action movies, they gave him an electric wheelchair. He's got big X's on his wheels for branding, but he's still got an electric wheelchair.
Batman's like, Barbara, you better work for this still. So, okay. Sure.
I guess, just the health insurance for the Bat family is not great. It's like, Batman, under your direct stewardship, at least 3 people have been crippled by the Joker. Have you thought about maybe, investing in doors for Arkham?
Have you thought about maybe just killing the Joker? Have you thought about that? I know he has.
Isn't that, the Red Hood's whole deal, where he comes back and he's like, are you fucking kidding me? You did it again.
You really... let the Joker kill me? Seriously? Just fucking kill people, Batman, you asshole.
And then you let him, cripple Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. Going to the quote here for Jason Todd. It's from a character called Arsenal, who is Roy Harper, who I believe is, one of the sidekicks to Green Arrow, right?
Yeah, he used to be Speedy.
Used to be Speedy, yeah.
Speedy, you sure you're okay? Speedy died 8 years ago. But I kind of like the sound of Arsenal.
Arsenal says here, his name is Jason Todd. A lot of people say he's crazy, say the entire staff of Arkham Asylum. Maybe they're right. I'm hardly in a position to judge anyone. But as he pops out of his disguise, blows my chain off my ball, I thought he said balls then for a second. That's why he just...
He comes out of nowhere and just starts he Danny DeVito's it. He just starts blasting, shooting everyone in the balls.
I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Okay.
Bang! Try to shoot him in the back. But I don't run so good either.
That's what I thought he said for a second. And he gives me my bow and quiver. Let's just say Red Hood is my kind of crazy. So they're both just ex-sidekicks that are like, fuck it, let's kill people now.
I think my favourite Red Hood quote is the joke one people do of like, it's the piss take comic of Batman like trying to be all philosophical, like, if you kill a murderer, the number of murderers in the world stays the same, and Red Hood's like, okay, kill 100, got it, and just jumps out of a window with dual Uzis. He's Danny DeVito, right? It's like, anyway, I started blasting.
It's a lucky thing I had my pieces.
Your pieces?
My guns.
Oh.
And that was one thing that kind of the first time I really, like, I guess, properly exposed myself to the Red Hood character was playing, it must have been either Arkham City or Arkham Knight.
Oh, is that the one where they had to tell you who it was? Because it made Batman like a fucking idiot.
They introduced this brand new character, and spoilers for Arkham Knight, right?
It's the Arkham Knight is the character, right? And it's a character with guns and a mask who has a...
dresses up like Batman, has an unexplained vendetta against Batman, and wants to kill him, and everyone's like, oh, got it, it's Jason Todd. And they were, no, it's not the Red Hood, it's a brand new character, it's the Arkham Knight. Everyone's like, got it, but it's Jason Todd, right? It's a brand new character, the Arkham Knight is a brand new character, and just the end of the game is like, oh, it's Jason Todd.
Who are you?
You really have no idea, do you?
Bruce. Jason. But you're dead.
Let's not fall out here, Bats. I might have told you a teeny tiny little lie.
Yeah, and didn't they have to like walk that back because some developers like, yeah, it made Batman look stupid. Because like, he's the world's greatest detective and the player figured it out before the game had even released. And Batman's
exactly
going around,
right.
like, who the hell is Who is this mysterious Arkham Knight?
Yeah, exactly. And just, obviously they can't walk it back. That game is like canon to that universe. And yeah, it really puts a down note on Batman's detecting capabilities. Where it's like, who the fuck could it possibly be that's like trained like me, can fight like me, looks like me, and is just shooting people? And it's like, obviously Batman in that point thinks Jason Todd is dead, but he also lives in a world where like, everybody comes back to life all the time. We've talked previously back when Wiki Weekends was like a side series still on the Terrfiying channel. We talked briefly about Nightwing and how much like, oh yeah, Dick Grayson just like solved Batman's like time puzzle instantly, even though nobody else could figure it out. And just, it's often seen that maybe a lot of the sidekicks are, you know, actually better than Batman in certain degrees, and I think each one ends up having their specific like speciality, and I think it's Tim Drake that's the best detective.
Yeah, and like Dick Grayson is like not the better fighter, but he's certainly more acrobatic due to his background as an acrobat.
Yeah,
and Red Hood is more pragmatic due to his background just shooting people.
Fuck.
I was going to say, and then Red Hood is just a better murderer than Batman is.
Like, Batman's a terrible murderer. He never kills anybody, even though it really looks like he does, right?
We always joke about the fact that, oh, he doesn't, like, actually kill people, but his explosions do. And leaving people broken, boned, and just beaten down, bleeding out in the middle of streets without calling any, like, ambulances or anything. A lot of them probably die as well.
Yeah, it's actually directly referenced in Injustice, at the second game, I think, where Superman is just, like, he has, like, the Superman prison where he's just, like, karate chopping heads off criminals. Mm-hmm. And in that scene, Batman's talking to one of the Robins about how, like Superman's, like, just, he'd gone too far. And the Robin turns to him and just goes, but beating people up and leaving them in an alleyway crippled is okay. And Batman doesn't say anything in return. Because he knows he's got a point. Because he knows that he's been absolutely wrecked. He's got no comeback to that because he knows that what he does is similarly morally indefensible. It's just that what Superman's doing is like one tiny step too far.
I mean, in that, universe, Superman doesn't... He initially goes one step further of killing Joker, but then he goes into, like, full-on fascism mode, right?
Admittedly, though, the Joker kind of had it coming. It's like, I'm going to be honest,
the Joker deserves it. Yeah.
If you kill Superman's girlfriend and laugh about it, what would you expect other than him fucking throwing you into the sun?
Not only that, he, like, manipulated Superman into nuking an entire city, including his, like, I think his wife and child at the time.
Oh, yeah, like Lois Lane's pregnant or something, right? And then Batman
something along those lines. And yeah, just rightly so, Superman's like, fuck you.
You drugged me! Made me... Lois, my son. First Krypton, now Metropolis. People you love tend to blow up, don't they? Huh? Superman, don't! Ah!
My favourite part about that entire storyline is Batman having the fucking gall to tell Superman to get over it. It's like, Batman, you've not gotten over 2 people dying in 30 fucking years. You built an entire personality around beating people because 2 people got shot in an alleyway 30 years ago. Give Superman a chance to grieve. Like, Superman's not even buried Lois Lane because she's atomized in, like, the atmosphere, and Batman's like, Clark, get over it.
This isn't justification. It's like, no, to begin with, it's totally justified. Anyway, going back to Red Hood or Jason Todd, if anyone is unfamiliar with the character, Jason Todd is Red Hood, a vigilante anti-hero who is a member of the Batman family and the Outlaws. Jason became the second Robin after Dick Grayson became Nightwing, and Batman was in need of a new sidekick. Jason was trained by Bruce, and it was his ward and his partner until death at the hands of the Joker.
I suppose I'm going to have to teach you a lesson so you can better follow in his footsteps. Nah, I'm just gonna keep beating you with this crowbar.
Then it says, he was just resurrected by Talia al Ghul using the Lazarus Pit, and then trained by both the League of Assassins and the All-Cast. He eventually returned to Gotham City under the new alias Red Hood, using more lethal weapons to just, it says fight crime, but to just shoot people.
He just shoots people, he's gunman. How is it like that just Batman always forgets about the fucking Lazarus Pits?
We were talking about earlier, just... The Lazarus Pit exists. He knows that he's fought, like, Ra's al Ghul after death, or Ra's al Ghul, however you say it. He knows the Lazarus Pit exists. Then this dude that's claiming to basically be Batman that shoots people comes back. And he's like, I can't understand who this might be.
I also love that Batman just, like, can't understand why someone who was directly impacted by crime would respond to it in such an extreme way. It's like, really, Batman? You can't understand that? You can't understand why someone who was, like, attacked by a criminal would, like, you know, lose control and make it their entire life to punish the criminals responsible.
And I don't know if it's always the case, but in certain pieces of media that I've seen the Lazarus Pit in, the process of going through the Lazarus Pit causes some levels of, like, insanity because you've basically lost part of your brain by being dead. So you're bringing them back, but you're not bringing the whole of them back. It's magic, but you're still fucked up after it.
Yeah, and there's other bits of media that talk about the fact that you need to keep going into the Lazarus Pit to maintain your life. For example, in Batman Beyond or Batman in the Future, like Bruce Wayne becomes young again after going into the Lazarus Pits, and he starts to age again very quickly, and they reveal, like, if you want to stay young, Bruce, you got to work for us.
Ra's al Ghul basically just treats it like a fucking hot tub, right? It's just in there all the time.
I'd have it as, like, every morning, like, after gym, right? Just immediately straight into Lazarus Pit. Like, I'd be putting my fucking breakfast in that thing. It's, oh man, my milk's gone off. Chuck it in the Lazarus Pit. Right? Oh, the apple's a bit furry, or, like, you know, my eggs have, like, gone soggy. Who gives a fuck? Lazarus Pit, let's go.
The idea of using essentially the fountain of youth to be like, oh, my eggs have gone bad. Fucking pop them in.
Why not?
I mean,
why the fuck not, right?
As long as you're using them there and then, right? I guess that works. There's still, like, some fruit. That's still living material, right? It's still organic.
Yeah.
There's no reason why it wouldn't work.
You don't need a microwave anymore. You just need the Lazarus Pits. Let's go.
That is a weird question, though. Like, how long do you leave a chicken in there before it becomes an egg again?
I don't know. Like, they could finally answer the question of what came first.
A side note, have you got an opinion on that matter?
Well, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, the answer is, it depends. Because the only answer that matters, right? It's a first-year philosophy argument, right? There's no answer. That's the point.
It's just a good way there's no answer, but in my brain, I was like, well, obviously the egg comes first, and you can argue that even the chicken egg came before the chicken, because at some point, some chicken had to have been born, and the egg that wasn't yet named a chicken egg would have still been an egg that hatched a chicken.
Yes, it just would have been known. And like I say, it's a very basic philosophical argument which has no answer. I think just... Yeah.
There's no actual point in having like an argument that you really give a shit about, because I also understand the argument, well, it's not a chicken egg until we name the chicken, and then they start giving birth to chicken eggs, or the argument that it's only a chicken giving like birth to a chicken egg. I understand.
As I said, it's a very basic first-year philosophy, like class question, and its intention isn't to have people decide an answer. The intention there is to just get people like used to the idea of arguing their point.
Yeah, and having a debate, right, is just both being able to articulate your own argument, but then be able to listen to somebody else's side of the argument. And ultimately, there is never a correct choice and a correct answer, so it's just teaching people those skills.
Yes, like the correct answer is just whatever you perceive it to be, but the real lesson you're being taught, as you said there, is to listen to somebody else.
But you know who doesn't listen to somebody else, Carl?
Batman.
True, I was also going to say Jason Todd.
Well, he does listen to someone else, listens to the voice in his head saying, kill them all, Jason, kill them all.
His real name is Jason Peter Todd. His main alias is the Red Hood. And his other aliases are Robin, Wingman, Outlaw, Nightwing, Red Robin, and Batman. Because at some point, basically every member of the Bat family has become every other member of the Bat family near enough.
Yeah, they all like standing for Batman. Like, there's that great comic where it's like Superman stands in for a Batman for a little bit, and they reference it in like the animated show, and it's so fucking funny because just Superman basically helps build Batman's legend by just beating up Bane. Dressed as Bane, starts flying and stuff. And it's like, yeah, you know, the criminals of Gotham are probably going to start talking about the time Batman started flying.
I mean, it's one way to build a legacy, right? It's scary enough to hear about a guy that appears out of the shadows and beats you all down, but to know that he's potentially got super strength or the capability of flight or super speed, just anything like that, it's, oh shit, okay, I'm not even going to step out to do crime in Gotham today.
It's like why one of the best pieces of Batman media, we've referenced it a few times, is that like anthology series where it shows you what Batman looks like from the perspective of a child, right? Mm-hmm. And Batman is like a fucking monster. He's just like a shadow creature that just teleports out of nowhere, beats the fuck out of 15 criminals and disappears.
I so know who this is. Batman.
One of the best portrayals of that, we've mentioned it before, is in Batman Begins. One of the first kind of fight scenes that Batman has is when they're down in the docks with all the shipping crates around them, and just Batman just takes out all of the lights and individually picks them off one by one when you never see Batman.
Yeah, like they think it's like an army of dudes, right? And it's actually just one guy dressed like a fucking $1 billion. And they think it's like a group of dudes, right, or a rival gang. It's like, no, man, it's just one guy in a $1 billion fursuit.
Where are you?
Here.
That would be a terrifying story to tell. It's just, we don't know what happened. We think a bunch of people just approached us out of the shadows, but no one saw anything.
And then no one took credit for it.
Yeah. Apart from putting a giant bat symbol in the sky.
It's why I've always said that it's so stupid that Batman doesn't keep making use of that button he has that makes him turn into a cloud of bats.
Oh yeah, it's crazy that that's used once in the entire trilogy.
What is that?
Back up. What that?
It's the single most useful thing he has, because I don't think there's any villain he fights, save for maybe Bane, who wouldn't at least be a little bit put off if Batman was accompanied by a cloud of bats everywhere he went.
I think even Joker would be put off to an extent, right?
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Just imagine now every fight scene in The Dark Knight. Like, Joe, it's like when Batman comes in, it's the worst line reading in the entire series. Where it's like, oh, you've got some fight in you, and Batman's like, then you're gonna love me! It's like that. Imagine if instead of that, he was just cloud of bats runs in and starts fucking suplexing the Joker onto the marble floor.
A little fighting you. I like that. Then you're gonna love me.
He should have been a cloud of bats. He shouldn't have said anything, and a cloud of bats should have came in and just ninja kicked the Joker 15 fucking times in the head and flown out the window.
And I think we all had a similar moment where we first saw Bane in The Dark Knight Returns, and it was like, the first few lines that you hear come out of his mouth, you're like, what is happening? Just, what is this voice, and what is he saying?
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
They had to change it. It's the thing. I remember watching the initial preview. The initial preview for The Dark Knight Rises was the first 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like just the plane?
The
thing?
plane hijacking, yeah.
Yeah, and you couldn't understand a fucking word that Bane was saying, and they had to go back into post and fix it because they realised, oh yeah, you can't understand a fucking word he's saying.
Mm-hmm. Moving back to Jason Todd here, I'm going to the affiliation section, and I'm really confused because, okay, it's like Batman Family, Generation Outlaws, formerly the Outlaws, Batman Incorporated, Argonauts, League of Assassins, Task Force E, and Titans, but there's one in here that hasn't got a blue link to click on, but is called Rent-A-Bat. And I'm like, what is Rent-A-Bat, Carl? I need to know, and there's no link to click on.
I need to know what the fuck Rent-A-Bat is. I also just, like, why is one of his affiliations not just 9mm? Just like, it should just be a list of guns, right? His affiliation is just all of his guns. Red Hood, what's your sidekick's name? Is like hand grenade. Just throws it to the middle of the room.
I have many wards. They're all attached to my belt right now. Just throws them all.
It's great. I'm just imagining like the gun's got like a little Robin like cape on it.
But yes, the most important thing I think to talk about when it comes to Jason Todd is, of course, the life, in parentheses, and death as Robin. After 6 months of intensive training, Jason was out in the field as the second Boy Wonder. And that's pretty rough, right? 6 months of training to then be fighting just everyone. There's Batman enemies. Like, 6 months in and you're fighting Bane. What does that feel like?
He's six. Keep in mind, he's probably like 13 years old, right?
Yeah, he's a child.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you like in like Kick-Ass? Well, like Hit Girl goes and fights like Mother Russia, and Mother Russia just fucking just clocks one right in the fucking face. It's like, oh, this is what an actual supervillain is like, right?
Yeah, rather than just getting trained by my non-Batman dad by getting shot in controlled environments with warning in the chest. It's not just some superpowered woman's going to punch me in the face now.
Mother Russia's great in that film. I love the bit where they just say, like, well, how much does she get paid? It's like 50 grand a week, and it's like, she's fucking worth it. I think Mother Russia could probably beat up fucking Bane. That version of Mother Russia could probably beat up Tom Hardy's Bane.
Maybe Tom Hardy's Bane, yeah.
She's worth it.
But working alongside Batman, Robin fought against Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face, Killer Croc, and many others. At one point, the two stopped a meeting between Gotham's worst criminals at the Gem Theatre, but a device stolen by the Joker broke and released a psychic siphon which unknowingly created the creature Underbelly. I don't know what Underbelly is. Maybe that's, time for another day, because we need to make sure we, at some point, actually focus on Jason Todd.
Yes.
but said he fought recklessly, seemingly haunted by the memory of his father. Jason received mentoring from Nightwing on various martial arts and fighting techniques, and met Roy Harper, offering to be his friend in the future should he be in need of one, implying Roy Harper had no fucking friends.
I don't think anyone in that universe has friends, right?
True, yeah.
The DC comics have so fewer moments of levity where people just act like people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when it comes to the Bat family, just Bruce is there like, isolate yourself, be serious, never make any friends. So Batman, you part of Justice League Unlimited, shush. Yep. Shush now, child. Isolate yourself.
Go fight Killer Croc. Fucking hell. Making a 13-year-old fight Killer Croc.
With great difficulty, I imagine.
Yeah, it's so bullshit, right? It's like, fucking hell, Batman. At least, like, make him go fight, like, one of your goons who's shit.
Yeah, I get it when it's like Two-Face is one of the ones mentioned. Like, yeah, sure, a dude whose greatest threat is to like flip a coin and shoot you, fair enough. A giant like man lizard that's gonna beat the shit out of him? What the fuck?
It's like when we fight Calendar Man, right?
Yeah.
And what's Calendar Man gonna do? It's go beat him up.
And it's like, oh yeah, he fought against Ra's al Ghul. It's like, what? The infinite assassin? What is this boy meant to do?
He had 6 months of training, Lucas.
6 months. But being put on monitor duty due to his unruly behaviour, Jason one day found a picture of his birth mother who was surprisingly still alive. Just someone in the Bat family found out they weren't an orphan.
The thing is, Batman should have found that and kicked him out. It's like, he's orphans only. Get out. Batman should have gone and killed his mum. Orphans only in the Bat family.
Maybe he should have done, because he used all his skills to make his way to the Middle East without telling Batman, and in an attempt to reunite with his mother, it soon became apparent that his birth mother was actually being blackmailed by the Joker and had lured her son there for him. What a shit mum. She abandoned her kid, turned out to be alive, and the only reason he ever found out is because she was luring him in to get killed by the Joker.
I also want to know, how did the Joker get to the Middle East? Did he get on a plane?
Put a cap on, take your face makeup off, right?
Like, you don't wear makeup, does he? It's like, it's depending on which version of Joker is. That's just his fucking face.
Yeah, it depends. You could easily disguise yourself enough. If you're not wearing makeup and you are like, you've got some scars in your face and stuff, people aren't going to really question it, right? They're not going to assume that you're the Joker.
It's just the idea is all about, how did the Joker get there?
He probably got in like the Joker copter and flew over there, right?
To be fair. Like, can you imagine that? You're just like, I don't know, like CNN is doing like on like location reporting in the Middle East, and they see the fucking Joker cops that fly past in the background.
Fucking, you go to Marvel and Thanos had a Thanos copter at some point.
He needed that. What about when he's got to like just get his Thanos copter in business on?
Exactly. Like the Invisible Woman flies around an invisible jet. There's no reason to say that it's too crazy to think that Joker just hijacked a helicopter and painted a big smiling face on the front at some point.
Like, who does that?
Who brands their own helicopter?
Obviously, that's one of those aspects of like comics that they never need to explain. But the more they do it, the more I want to know. Like, do you know in Dark Knight Rises, where Batman comes back to Gotham and he paints like a 400-foot tall
It's about
bat.
Sending a message, Carl.
Like, who did that? Did Batman sit there while the police were starving underground in the sewers? Did he take time to paint the bat symbol? I want to bring Christian Bale back to the role just to see what happened. I want you to come back just to do that.
Get Christopher Nolan to stop making fucking Tenet again.
Yeah, how did he paint that?
Going back to Jason Todd once again, the Joker claimed to have orchestrated many of Jason's ordeals and life events and then brutally beat the boy with a crowbar. It's just, I rule your life, beat him down.
There's just something really, really harsh about how simple and blunt that is. It's like, it's not like a caper, it's not like he's using Joker gas. It's like, I'm just going to beat him with a crowbar for 15 minutes straight.
And it does speak to why Jason Todd then turns around and is like an absolute middle finger to Batman, right? Of like, you let me get led astray. You let me get just beaten the fuck down with a crowbar by Joker. And that's not necessarily all Batman's fault. Like, there is
the world's
some
greatest
folly
detective.
in Jason's actions, and the Joker's plan was obviously there to try and get around Batman, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he took stewardship of this boy, and he is responsible for this child. And he let that child get into a situation where he was brutally beaten down with a crowbar, and then left with his mother to die at the hands of a time bomb.
Say what you want about the Joker, man. He's fucking efficient.
He gets shit done, which Batman apparently doesn't.
Like, world's greatest detective, didn't see that one fucking coming. Where's your contingency plan for that one, dipshit?
And it says that Batman arrived too late to save them because Jason's skills in covering his tracks, and was only able to hold Jason's lifeless body in his arms. And I get it, but Batman, you trained him for 6 months and you weren't able to track him. You weren't able to just put a little, like, tracker on the kid while, like, he was asleep one day. Just inject it into the back of his neck or something.
Like, you didn't have, like, just a bat tracker injected into his balls or something like that.
Like, you didn't have Find My Friends on his phone. Nothing. No.
On his bat phone.
Yeah. He is then resurrected later by Talia al Ghul in the Lazarus Pit to restore his body and mind to full health, it does say.
What I'm thinking is, Joey Invincible, like, where the Immortal, like, gets his, like, shipwrecked by Omni-Man, and then they bring the Immortal back to life, and literally the only thing he says is, like, where's Omni-Man? And he immediately just flies out and goes to beat up Omni-Man. That's what Red Hood did. He's like, where's Joker?
Yeah.
So, no, come on, Jason, no, where's Joker? Just screams and runs in a straight line towards Gotham with 2 guns.
I can understand how a character that punished at that young an age gets to that point very quickly.
Especially considering that, like, you know, Batman had the same backstory. Only it was like his parents who were killed and not him.
And then Batman never got killed.
I also, as well, like, speaking of plot holes, like, a plot hole I never considered that I just saw, like, someone on Twitter just raise, which is like, actually, that's a good point. It's like, why is it that the richest man in Gotham took his son to a theatre in, like, the ghetto? Because if you think about every time they ever show, like, the killing of Batman's parents, it's always, like, a really run-down theatre, and they go to, like, the sketchiest fucking alleyway.
I've always read that as Gotham is just sketchy.
But why would they take him to that theatre? And why would they go out through the sketchy alleyway?
The going through the alleyway exit is a bit weird, admittedly, but I always just thought of it as there's nowhere in Gotham that isn't sketchy as fuck.
Maybe. Also, as well, I love that the alley's called Crime Alley. It's like, really? Crime Alley? You want to take you down, like, parents get stabbed alleyway next?
I can only imagine they got named Crime Alley after they got shot there, but see, if essentially the most famous, richest person in your city gets killed in an alley, you might give that alley a nickname like Batman's parents got murdered alleyway, right?
What do they call that place where that, like, CEO dipshit, that Luigi Mangione, is accused of shooting? What do they call that now?
Good Avenue.
They call it Good Avenue, is what they...
Yeah.
What do they call that? Like, is there... presumably there has been. Are people going and putting, like, piss take, like, memorials out there?
I guess so, yeah.
Do you remember when it first happened, and, like, after it stopped being a crime scene? I do recall there being stories of people going there to celebrate. Do you remember, like, the Chicago rat hole? Do you remember this story?
No.
Like, I think it was last year. Someone on Twitter's like, "Hey, my favourite place in Chicago is the rat hole," and it's like a perfect, like, cartoonish, like, hole shaped like a rat that was clearly, like, ran over by the tarmacking truck or whatever, and it became like this, like, impromptu gathering place for people. People would go up and just leave money in it.
What the fuck?
Two people got married. It's a Wikipedia entry. It might be an entry for a Wikipedia, like, your Wiki Weekends. Like, it's just titled the Chicago Rat Hole. Should we add that to the list? Would you like to talk about a Chicago rat hole at some point?
I guess so, yeah.
Like, I'm just now imagining Batman going to Crime Alley, leave flowers on his parents' like deathbed, and there's just like a bunch of shitty hipsters there celebrating.
They're like, yay, kill the billionaires.
Or was a true crime podcast harassing Bruce Wayne to talk about his parents being shot.
Batman media tried to portray Thomas Wayne as being an actually good guy that was trying to help, right?
It's aged so poorly, right? But I can't imagine if they tried to make a Batman movie today and the leading plot point is a rich billionaire gets shot in the street.
Well, they basically did in the Batman, right? Like, the Riddler's point was how awful Thomas Wayne was as a person and how corrupt he was. Like, That movie was essentially based around the idea that, oh, you all love Thomas Wayne? Guess what? He was a fucking asshole and corrupt and in with all the crime lords.
The Wayne Foundation pledges a $1 billion donation to start a charitable endowment for public works. I want to bypass political gridlock to get money to people and projects who need it now.
Oh man, my favourite Batman tweet about that movie is before it came out, do you know where just Riddler's like, riddle me this, I'm going to flood Gotham. A screenshot of that was going around of in the Batman, it appears that Gotham is flooded, which could make way for a certain aquatic supervillain. And just the top comment is just surfing Joker. I really wanted surfing Joker to be in that movie.
We'll never forget that the Joker was in that movie. Was that the Joker that was played by Cameron Monaghan? I can't remember which ones are which, but I think it was the guy who plays Wet Blanket Man in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
I think it was Cal Kestis was going to be the Joker in the Batman universe. And Carl, going back to Jason Todd here, apparently there are some magical abilities involved.
Okay.
Due to the Lazarus Pit shenanigans. So, Lazarus Enhancement. Due to being immersed in the Lazarus Pit, Jason possesses some magical abilities. Which the first one is magical negation. It's that's kind of an anti-magical ability.
You still need to have magic powers to negate magic powers, right?
Yes. Yeah, of course. But Jason was taught a powerful arcane material arts strike by Talia al Ghul that only a force of a true good is capable of delivering. Red Hood!
A force of pure good.
Just shooty shoot man as apparently a force of true good.
Aye man, we don't know how much holy water he poured on that shotgun.
And then he also possesses the unique ability to summon the All Blades, mystical blades manifested from Jason's own souls, destined to kill magic-based threats. It's okay, sure. The blades can only be summoned in the presence of true evil. Jason has shown the ability to summon dozens of All Blades at once, and I wonder whether that's just around Batman.
There's a lot of kids that have lost their childhood thanks to Batman.
Jason got beaten down by a crowbar and blown up. Barbara got shot multiple times by the Joker and did survive, but might not have done. Yeah, there's at least 2 times where just the Joker went to murder the sidekicks and Batman just was not there.
You think after the first time it happened, right? His sidekicks would get just give him a little beacon. Do you like the I've fallen and I can't get up?
Mm-hmm.
Give his sidekicks that, and it's you press it and Superman turns up. If you're ever in trouble, and just say don't take the piss. Superman will only do it once. So if you use it, he knows that you need help. Mm-hmm. Do you know when you give your kids when they go out? It's you give them a phone. It's only use it if you need to call me.
Yeah.
Or you give him emergency money or something like that. You press this button, Superman turns up.
I'm just going to go through the list of abilities, and it's a Batman-esque list of abilities here, so I'm just going to blast. Just like Red Hood would. I'm just going to blast and keep going.
Just starting blasting.
So, abilities: Acrobat, Aviation, Business Management, Computer Hacking, Computer Operation, Criminology, Deception, Disguise, Escapology, Multilingualism, Occultism, Investigation, Forensic Science, Lockpicking, Indomitable Will, Interrogation, Intimidation, Leadership, Martial Arts, Meditation, Omniscience, Peak Human Condition, Pedagogy, I don't know what that word is, Stealth, Surveillance, Tactical Analysis, Thievery, Throwing, Toxic Community, Tracking, Weaponry, Firearms, Swordsmanship, and other characteristics, Bone Spur.
So he's got bone spurs from always time doing extreme physical exercise.
Well, according to Future Tim, after Jason was killed by the Joker, one of his bones was never set right, which caused a growing, debilitating bone spur in his hip joint. So just something else in his abilities is listed as just hey, he's got a shit hip.
And he learned a lot in 6 months.
Well, presumably he learned more over the years, but yeah, just when you're trained by the bullshit artist that is Batman, and then also have 30 plus years of comics to pull from, this is just Prime Earth Joker, to clarify, Prime Earth Jason Todd, sorry, not Joker. But yeah, even then, just all the litany of shit that it's yeah, he can do everything. Welcome to being Batman, I guess.
That's the thing, is anyone who's peripheral can do anything except for avoid being hit with a crowbar.
It's true. Jason Todd's one weakness, crowbar.
That's what his weakness should be, right? His iron deficiency, like the Joker try fix via judicious application of crowbar to face.
Batman characters are ultimately weak against parents. That's their actual weakness, but also just like minor weaknesses, crowbar to the face.
I think most people don't like being hit with crowbars.
I've found out that over the years, yeah.
That means that Jason Todd will get his ass absolutely beat by Rainn Wilson in Super.
Well, that was technically a wrench, so we don't know if he's weak to wrenches or just crowbars.
I still think that's one of my favourite like superhero deconstructions, where it's just Rainn Wilson as a guy who hits people with a wrench, and his catchphrase is
crime.
It's just more like his superpower. He's just hitting people with a fucking wrench. It's so specific a thing to hit someone with. I don't like it.
It's very valid though, because even like, when there's like the first time that he encounters like people committing crime, it was like, I don't know, fucking drug dealers or something, and they're like, who the fuck are you dumbass? And he just beats one of them in the face with a wrench. I'd walk away.
Oh no.
I'm very silent.
It's very effective. It's such a specific thing to hit someone with. I always think like the moment in Shaun of the Dead where like Ed threatens someone with a corkscrew. I don't like that because it's just such an unwieldy thing to threaten to stab somebody with.
It does mean though, Carl, that canonically Jason Todd would lose a fight against Gordon Freeman from Half-Life.
10-0 matchup.
His default weapon is a crowbar.
It's a 10-0 matchup. You've got no chance.
And Bioshock, I think Bioshock's the wrench, right? I think it's similar to, he takes the super approach.
Now, where's that death battle?
Jack from Bioshock versus fucking Rainn Wilson from Super. Wrench on wrench action, let's go. Oh, but of course, if you'd like a say in any of the videos we do in the future, you can of course go to our Patreon, linked below, and if not, just like, subscribe, share this video, tell your friend about this video. It's free to do that. Just let us know how much you appreciate our content that way instead. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day.
See you all next time.
Well, Carl, it's once again time to just give everyone a shout out for supporting our content.
Yes, and we've got to hurry through the names this month because people have taken to heart the challenge we issued over in our Discord to come up with harder to pronounce and longer names as the name they want us to shout out in this end of video segment.
Yeah, of course. And Carl, I knew this was going to happen at some point of you shot yourself in the foot day one by being like, I'm going to find a funny clip for each of these things.
Yeah, and I'm still going to stick to that gimmick, but the clips might get more and more esoteric as we go along.
But anyway, we have not had anyone... We've had some min-maxing in terms of length of names and stuff. We've had no one min-max in the alphabetical order yet, so, we've had no names so far beginning with A or Z to make sure that they get Aaron A. Aronson into the top of the list.
Yeah, we haven't got anyone who's calling themselves Aaron A. Aronson, but we have got someone calling themselves B of Awesome with 3 B emojis following it, which I didn't even know was an option.
No.
Have you seen that? It's there's the iconic high school yearbook quote where the person's quote is just, I bet you didn't know this was an option, and 50 fucking emojis in a row. So you know what? B of Awesome, congratulations with the first person I've ever seen use emojis on Patreon.
Yeah, I didn't know it was an option either, but yeah, B of Awesome followed by 3 little bees emojis.
Hey! Get off my sugar! Bad bees! Bad! Ow! Ow! Oh, they're defending themselves somehow!
I hope next month, if they continue to support us, it's 10 bees. Just the number of bees grows with each passing month they support us, till they have the veritable bee army.
But speaking of another supporter who has been helping us out for a while now, we've got the lovely Dan Dilly, and much appreciated support, and hopefully we are now getting that name right.
Yeah, and it's great because pronouncing it Dilly means that I can put in more clips of Ned Flanders saying Oakley Dokley.
And that's the thing.
Or maybe even a clip from that band, that death metal band that dressed like Ned Flanders.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Oakley Dokley. But it's O kill Edokily.
Oh, okay.
It's they're a death metal band, so it's got the word kill in it.
God, yeah. And, to be fair, this doesn't necessarily sound like a metal band, but this name for some reason sounds a bit band namey to me, and that is from Fallopian Starship.
I'd listen to their album. I'd listen to their experimental prog rock album, right?
Yeah.
Fallopian Starship is a hell of a name.
Grand Funk Railroad paved the way for Jefferson Airplane, which cleared the way for Jefferson Starship. The stage was now set for
Fallopian Starship,
which I believe was some sort of hovercraft.
That is followed closely by Judge Dredd. And I'm scared, but I am glad that I get to put in more clips of the Judge Dredd movie. My favourite part is where it's like, how do people not know the Judge Dredd movie was a parody when he uses white phosphorus indoors?
Yeah, I mean, I guess people just go, oh, that's sick as fuck, like they did with Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Incendiary.
But yeah, I'm always happy to put in more clips of Judge Dredd. And Lucas, should we both tackle this next name?
Oh, maybe we have to, because someone did literally min-max the character limit. They took that challenge seriously.
They did, and that person is Kicking Bucket Nose and Laments. The character limit for a Patreon display name is only 128 character. But it's like the R is cut off, so they ran out of letters at the last second.
I appreciate going as far as just not even finishing the word. Just fuck it, I've hit the character limit, we're done.
Well, listen to this one.
Kicking Bucket Nose and Laments. The character limit for a Patreon display name is only 128 character.
Ah, you didn't know I'm gonna say that, did you?
Yep, I'm just gonna type until Patreon tells me I can't type anymore. And who do we have next, my friend?
Someone who did not do that, but the support is still much appreciated, is Lam de Llama.
That's a hell of a name. That's great, so I put in a clip of a llama for that one.
Even though it's not spelt like llama, but I hope it's pronounced like llama. It looks like it should be, but I just like...
Oh, no, wait, mate.
The fact that...
Lucas, I could put in the clip, the llamas with hats. No!
Okay. When anyone says anything about llamas, my brain still just goes to Emperor's New Groove.
Okay, for me, because my name's Karl, it's just llamas with hats. The amount of times where I had a friend who would just call me on Xbox Live and just go, Karl, every time. It was never funny.
What happened to his
Lam de Llama?
Why are they missing?
Well, I kind of cooked them up and ate them.
Karl!
The next person we've got to shout out is, of course, Little Ghost.
I like that, Little Ghost.
Just a little ghost.
That's an album for a solo artist, right? Little Ghost.
I like that. Just Little Ghost. Thank you. It's much appreciated.
That's the thing. Is the ghost far away, or is it just really little?
Or, just like that Tamagotchi Life trailer where it's like, oh, they actually were big. They were just very far away.
Really far away, and you just hear the ground rumbling underneath. Well, the next person we have to shout out is Lucille de Steele. That's a name. That's a superhero name.
Yeah.
That's the kind of name that like Superman should have. To be more on the nose, right? Like de Steele.
De Steele, like.
Clark, this is important. You can get your mail later.
Yeah, but I'm expecting my cheese of the month shipment. I'll be right back.
Or you could just, I don't know whether it's any kind of One Piece reference where a lot of the main characters have D as their middle name. And they're people that matter kind of thing. But anyway, I won't get into spoilers for that. We next have to, of course, thank Tam McKee.
Yes, and we are shouting you out, but you don't have a funny name.
Well, no, it's that's the Clark Kent, right? Of just having an actual just normal name.
Or imagine being able to be magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
And the support and the help is still appreciated, but it's hard to riff on just someone's name.
It is.
Unless your name's Smallwood like mine, then people can make fun of it all they want, right?
I was going to say, without just taking the piss out of people, right? Maybe is one of those, but either way, as we say, the support is appreciated whether or not we can riff on a silly name.
Yes, and speaking of riffing on a silly name, we have one final person shout out, that is Woo Won King Day Willy Wonka Fondue Way to Make Day. This is spelled awkward. I'm going to put the spelling on screen. Woo Won King Day Willy Wonka Fondue Way to Make the Name Longer. And it does say de name. It's de name.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm pronouncing all of that correctly.
Now, D nice.
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch! You say your name right now.
Denise?
Say it right.
Denise.
Correctly.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
Right.
Denise.
That's better. Thank you.
And I do appreciate they picked up that gauntlet I threw down and smacked me across the fucking face with it.
He did indeed. Just trying to make Carl's life that little bit harder, but thank you to everyone for your support. Like, you making, like, literally extra content happen, and you're keeping those wheels spinning, so it's...
You are indeed, yes.
It's really, really
I look
great.
forward to next month, when, as I said, people start putting kanji and shit in their names, and I've got to try and pronounce that. And what if someone's put like hieroglyphics or something, or like interpretive dance, or like put their name as like a series of instructions?
I do like that Carl keeps trying to make his life harder, because he's the one who, like, you know, edits this bit and puts all the clips in and stuff, and Carl, you know what, fuck me up.
Well, that's what I appreciate the challenge, and hopefully we've risen to a challenge so far, so I look forward to seeing what our fans over on Patreon do for us next.
Hell goddamn yeah. Thank you one last final time for your support.
Yes. Go out there and have a great day. Thank you very much.
Cheers.